And today just snow again in Stockholm. Today just snow again in Stockholm. It's not so cold. I just go to the city to visit the biggest Östermalms saluhalll. From here to the saluhalll nearly 20 minutes by bicycle.
Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, is an old city. This city is very beautiful and attracts a large number of tourists to visit here every year. There are also many international organizations and companies here. Swedish culture can be said to be diverse. For example, many people here can speak 2 or 3 languages, although the official languages in Sweden is Swedish. English is also very popular in real life. Basically, everyone can speak English, so if you travel to Stockholm, you don't have to worry about the language. As long as you can speak English, you are basically be easy. Traveling is a very happy thing, and it's also an activity to learn about different cultures. For many people, traveling is actually a part of life, especially traveling abroad. No matter where you travel, eating is an important item. So, when you come to Stockholm, if you want to experience the local food culture, visit the traditional Swedish market, and like to know what the Swedish people eat in their daily lives, this place cannot be missed. That is the saluhalll in Stockholm.
After nearly 30 minutes riding, and then finally I arrived at saluhalll.
Where is the wealthy area of Stockholm city? Will be differences between the poor and the rich in any society or country, even in the same city. Although Stockholm does not have a very obvious difference between the rich and the poor, but there are still rich areas and poor areas. Especially in recent decades, with the continuous increase of immigrant population, the crime here have also increased. One of the reasons is the gap between the rich and the poor. Stockholm has 2 meanings. One refers to province of Stockholm, and the other refers only to the city of Stockholm. Stockholm province consists of 26 towns, referred to as the Stockholm region. There are relatively rich people in these towns such as Danderyd and Lidingö. Stockholm city is the central city of Stockholm province. It consists of 14 zones such as Kings Island, Bromma, Östermalms, etc. Among these 14 regions, Östermalms should have the highest income and consumption. For example, there are embassies of many countries in this area, as well as many Swedish national institutions and museums. Some of the big tourist attractions and well-known universities are also in this area. If someone like to ask, where is the center of Stockholm city? the answer must be Östermalm, because this area is densely populated and lively. It is an indispensable area for visiting Sweden and experiencing local life. Which is the best food market in Stockholm city? When mentioning Sweden, many people immediately think of IKEA, Volvo cars, electronics refrigerators, and so on. Many people like to know which food market in Sweden is the one who usually go to have dinner or taste the delicious food. Today, I will take you a food market in the eastern part of Stockholm city. This place is also the most beautiful food market. That is the saluhalll in eastern part of Stockholm. This food market has a history of 135 years. It was originally a place for local residents to buy vegetables and seafood. After continuous development and several renovations, it became what it is today. The appearance of this market looks a little bit like ancient medieval buildings, or it can be said that it looks like a castle. If you don't walk into this house, it is hard to imagine that this is actually a food square for a vegetable market. If you come here to watch the exterior in the evening, you will feel very beautiful the light. You can often see many tourists here. It can even be said that this is a landmark building in Stockholm. Due to the cold climate in Northern Europe in winter, in order to provide people with a warmer shopping place, this hall is not open air, but a roof made of glass. So, visiting this hall is sometimes like visiting an architectural museum, which makes people feel happy. How about the hygienic condition in saluhalll? As a food market, the hygiene is very important because it is related to people's physical health. When we came to the gate of the food market, it was snowing, but the external environment looked very clean, except for some snow on the ground. The overall looks was relatively clean and there was no garbage outside. Potted plants give people an impression of life. This is a sculpture at the main entrance. This sculpture is a human's leg, which represents a certain history and the health of life. On the porch, you can see the layout and business hours for various shops here, and people can choose the right shops to buy food according to their interests and hobbies. The business hour here starts at 10 o'clock every morning, and the business has just started when we arrived. So, the current customers have not yet come. Then, we can take pictures of the food and the price of each restaurant more clearly. Although it is a market selling vegetables and meat, there are also some restaurants here. It feels like you are in a high-class hotel. The environment is beautiful. The decoration design is unique, like a flowing music. Every food seems to be a note. Here to make your tongue feel happy and eyes have a feeling of joy when you see various foods. What vegetables and fruit are there have? Sweden has little sunshine in winter, and the weather is not suitable for growing fruit and vegetables. But what surprised people is that you can buy almost a lot of fruit that you really eat, such as apples, oranges, avocados, bananas, egg fruit, etc. But there are relatively few tropic fruits like pineapple, durian, lychee, and jackfruit. When asked the staff here what is the seasoning fruit in Sweden, winter, the clerk replied, "In winter, it is basically some cabbage or potatoes, etc." At the same time, when asked the salesperson of the fruit vendor, so are their answers. In Stockholm, winter, the best-selling vegetables are potatoes, cabbage, carrot, etc. Because some other fruits are relatively expensive, the sales here are not bad. After all, the area is a rich area in Stockholm.
Night.
I would say nighttime.
In the nighttime.
Nighttime. And lunchtime as well.
Local people or the people come for visit?
Both. But
Both.
a lot of local because this is the most rich area in whole Stockholm. So Östermalms is a very rich area.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
people come
So
with
no,
a lot
no,
of
I
money.
don't buy here
Yeah.
because I'm a poor.
No.
I'm not so rich. Okay.
But it's a lot of tourists because
We
it's a
took a
beautiful
look
place.
Yeah.
at price.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For example,
Your business
oranges cost about 15 to 20 SEK each, and the total is about 50 crowns per kilograms. The price of a French amandine potatoes is 65 crowns per kilograms, which is higher than I imagined. Have you ever eaten 65 kroner 1 kilograms of potatoes? How much is 1 kilograms of potatoes in your hometown? What are the good bread and the pastries here?
We arrived at saluhalll. Okay, this is the boss of one of the shop. The name is Östermalms. Yeah, I see. And first, how about the business here?
So right now it's quiet, but it's early in the day and it's an ordinary weekday and it's snowing outside. Therefore,
Okay.
So
Where's the vegetable?
so it's there in the middle of the big hall. So right in the middle you'll find everything with the fruits, vegetables and everything. In Sweden, wintertime, we don't have that much vegetables actually. So nowadays we eat like the old potato, beetroots, cabbage, because we have to wait until spring and summertime until we find something in season.
Okay.
So right now we have to import things from other places.
Europeans have a long history of eating bread, and each country has its own different bread. For example, the most famous one in Sweden is canelbulle, and the most famous one in French is baguette. The most famous in UK is tea toast, as well as Greek pita, Danish croissant, and so on. Europeans cannot live on without bread almost every day. Whether it is breakfast or dinner, even as a snack. In this market, we found a shop specializing in pastry. The pastry here are very well placed. It is neat and tidy, and the various shapes are also beautiful and clean. Whether it is local Swedish bread or bread from other European countries, they all have their own characters, and sometimes some bread and the festival are also the best partners. For example, the day we arrived was Fattingsdag, an important festival in Sweden. On this day, everyone had eat a kind of bread with almond paste and cream in the middle. It is said that after this festival, we'll enter a 40-day fasting day, replenish energy. Today, everyone has to eat food with high calories, and this kind of bread is the best choice to replenish energy. In Swedish, it is called semla bread. And semla originated from a priest stage in Greek mythology. The priest named this bread, implying a religious activity. On this day, all Swedes almost eat semla until the last Tuesday in February. The taste of semla is very delicate. The bread is eaten with cream. It feels sweet but not greasy, especially with the almond paste in the middle. It is bitter and sweet. It is really a kind of a winter enjoyment. Do you like to taste the semla bread? Then come to Sweden to taste. How about the food price here? No matter where you are, people want to buy high-quality items at a cheap price. In this hall, when we see the entire layout and sanitary conditions, there is no doubt that this is a very good food and beverage plaza. The meat here is delicious, and the vegetables and fruit are also very fresh. As for the price, we have also made research and inquiries, such as semla bread. A piece of bread here costs 65 kroners, and in some supermarkets you can buy 2 for 30 crowns. Of course, this is a certain gap in quality, but in any case, the price is still more expensive than the supermarket. After all, this is a restaurant. And the owners of some merchant said, this is in the wealthy area, so the items provided are high quality items, but the price is not the most important thing. Another point is that whether the price is expensive or not has a certain relationship with the personal income. Some people with a high income will think the price acceptable, while some people with a low income will think the price is too expensive. The most important thing is to compare the price of the same quality. Even for the same quality, the price will be different from different environments. It can be said that the price varies from person to person. 65 crowns a piece of bread. Do you think this price is expensive? How much is the Wagyu here for 1 kilogram? Wagyu is a kind of cattle from Japan. It is named because its feeding method is different from that one other countries. Wagyu may be the most expensive beef in the world. There are strict regulations in feeding process, such as giving cattle eating milk and high-protein food, and let them listening to music and drinking beer under appropriate circumstances. It can be said that their environment in which cows are raised is even higher than that of humans. The beef raised in this way is delicious and good taste. It is said that some Wagyu beef will melt at 40 degrees, Many people in the world want to try the taste of Wagyu. There are not many places to buy Wagyu in Sweden, but in saluhalll you can buy it. We saw Wagyu in this place, and we found that there are 2 restaurants selling Wagyu.
Which kind of people will buy the Wagyu?
Most people are the people who want to try it like for the first time. So it could be, we have a lot of rich customers here in Östermalms Hallen, and so they will buy it like continually. But we have most of our clients or customers are the new ones that actually see, because you can buy just a small piece, you don't have to buy a big piece. That's the thing.
Okay, and normally if I like to buy, but I'm not a very rich people, so
Buy a small slice.
normally how much? For example,
Like that.
yeah,
So
this
this one,
is 400 grams.
just 100.
Just 100 krona.
No, 360 kroner, but it's 100 grams.
100 grams. So how much?
360 grams.
360. That's okay. If just for taste, that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Did you try it before?
I tried it before, yes.
What's the feeling?
It is quite different to normal meat, absolutely. So because it's so much fat content in it, but if you just touch the pan,
That's okay.
yeah, that's absolutely okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you have a good night. Good
You
day.
too. Bye-bye.
The price of another Wagyu beef is 4,200 crowns per kilogram. When asked by the clerk, how much will be the average person buy Wagyu here? The boss replied, basically, people who come here to buy Wagyu are the first time. For many people like to taste the Wagyu once as just an experience. For example, he told us that many people only buy 100 grams of Wagyu to taste, around 400 kron. This price is quite acceptable for Swedish middle-class families. When asked about the taste of Wagyu, the boss said, with a smile, Wagyu is more tender and fragrant than ordinary beef. Wagyu can be said to be luxury among beef. Have you ever eaten Wagyu? How is the service attitude here? Shopping is actually a need and experience for people, and eating at the food market is the same feeling. In addition to some vegetables, fruits and meat mentioned above, there are also fish and various seafood, and the price are also different. Of course, in Sweden, cheese is also one of the necessities of life, and the locals also especially like to eat cheese. And the cheese seen here are really varied, and some even reach more than 100 varieties. Among many cheeses, there is always one will fit your favorite. When we entered the hall, the staff and the owners of the shops we saw were carefully arranged the food. If you observe carefully, you can feel their attitude toward customers is very kind. In any case, this is also a relatively high-class food market. People spend money in addition to building and taste their favorite food. They also feel the good service attitude here, which can be said to be a very nice experience. When buying items, price is one of the factors that affect the consumption, and the service attitude is sometimes more important, because service attitude often determines customers' consumption desire and the consumption behavior. one of the factors that directly affected consumption. At the food market you have been to, what was the experience with the attitude?
It's a very nice place.
It was very nice place. How do you think about the price?
It's a little bit expensive, but you can tell that the quality is good.
Quality is good.
I think they are expensive.
Just expensive?
They're expensive.
Okay, all right. If there is a chance, do you like to take your family people come here to enjoy once?
Maybe. It's not really.
Maybe, yeah. We can come here and we can check if we need something to buy from here.
Okay.
Yeah, good thing.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you can come here to enjoy Swedish food with your friends and family, it will be an unforgettable experience.